Now we talk about how to bring new securities into the market and also about transactions. Underwriting is the process where new securities are brought to the market, and the underwriter provides two unique services. One is they advise the corporation on what to put in the prospectus, and they prepare that document providing a description about the company and about the security. And the underwriter also manages the purchase of the new issue. They will sell and market the securities in the initial, like the IPO. And if there's a risk, some of the securities may not sell, but the underwriter will try their best efforts to sell as much as possible. So there's a material fact, means anything which is, if accurately said, would likely influence investors' decision to buy the product, the service, the securities. Prospectus is a document that describes the complete information about the firm. And most companies, they must produce a new prospectus every time they issue a new stock or a bond to the public. However, some of the issuers of the securities are permitted to issue a simplified prospectus. If they are already issuing different securities in the market, then they can, and they have filed all of the required documents, then they may do a simplified prospectus, and this is known as shelf registration. The prospectus is the most important information for prospectus investors, and they will review it in detail. Most stock transactions, they happen in standard trading units like 100 units or 100 shares, but you can still get less, which is called the odd lot, but usually it is based on the standard trading unit. When you put in orders for stocks, it could be a market order or a limit order. A market order will be, for example, a client is buying the shares of the company at the current market price, regardless of what the price is. They don't care. So if they're buying, they say the broker, I want 100 shares of Scotiabank, and they don't care what price it is now, that is a market order. If the investor has a requirement for the price, then it is a limit order. If the client says that I want to buy the stocks, but only at a specified price. For example, if they say buy me 100 shares of Scotiabank at $22, if the share price is 25, it goes up to 26, 28, 30. This limit order may not be filled. So it depends. But in there, the investor is trying to get a better price than what it is at right now. So when you are buying shares or selling them, you can do them in two ways. One is called a long strategy. With long strategy, normally most people do it this way. They buy lower price and then they sell at a higher price. So you're predicting that the price will go up in the future. Example, you buy 100 shares at $25. So 25 times 100 is 2,500. You put that money in. Later on, you sell the shares when they're $30. So you got $3,000. So 3,000 minus 2,500, you made a $500 profit. This is called a long strategy. In the long strategy, this long strategy can be done either with your own money or borrowed money. If you're using all of your own money, then it's a cash long transaction. If you are borrowing some of the money, it's called a margin account, a margin long strategy. If you are going to invest $2,500 and you say to the company, to the brokerage, I need a loan. If they give you $500 or $1,000 and you have to put up the rest, then it's a margin long strategy. So here we set a profit. It's also possible to get a loss also in the long strategy. In the short strategy, you are predicting that the prices will fall. So the investor is going to borrow some shares. Let's assume they borrow 100 shares at $35. So the value of those shares right now, today, when they borrow those shares, the value is $35, and they will sell them in the market. So the investor gets $3,500. The $3,500 is deposited into a account called a margin account. And later on, after maybe 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, the investors will buy back the 100 shares, and hopefully the price is lower. If the price is lower, let's suppose the price is $20. So now the client has to pay $2,000 to buy back the 100 shares. So they got $3,500, they spent $2,000 to buy them back. So they made a profit of $1,500. So this is beneficial if the price goes down. First it was $35 and now it is $20. It can work the opposite. If the price goes up, then there will be a loss in this strategy. But this way of transacting is called a short strategy. In the short strategy, you can only have a margin account. You must borrow the shares. You cannot use your own shares for this benefit.